and welcome to the latest Local Women Magazine podcast. We're talking hotels today with Kimberly Madden from the Walsh's Hotel in Mahara. We've got a huge amount of things to tell us about, but first of all, you're very welcome here to Local Women.
Thank you very much.
And just tell me a bit about your role at Walsh's and what you do at the minute.
So I would be like sales, revenue and marketing at the hotel. So I would oversee and help the team pull everything together with regards to bringing business in, checking guests are okay, trying to do functions. So it's kind of incorporates everything. It's family run, so It's all hands on deck.
And that's one thing we know about this hotel. It is the beating heart of the community. It's a hotel that's been there from going way back to like 1760, and it's handed down the years from the Bradleys, and now it's lovely to think that everybody congregates at your hotel.
Yeah, it's great. We do a lot of christenings, we do a lot of family events. Sadly, we do a lot of funerals too. But yeah, it's the cornerstone. The cornerstone is outside the hotel, which has been there since the very beginning. So it really idolises what we have as a venue. It's the cornerstone of the community.
So what is it that keeps it going and keeps it thriving for this length of time? There must be a secret to making a hotel successful.
I would probably say the staff's a big part of it. It's very, very welcoming and very family friendly orientated. So I think any guest that comes through the door just feels like they're at home. So I think that's one of the big parts for us. And two, just maybe reinventing yourself with different things that we've done just to keep going through the years, I suppose. The Bradleys have had it for over 20 years, so yeah, it's a long time.
So that's important, I think, in Northern Ireland. People like to shop local and give back to the community. And as I say, your hotel's there, people know who own it. So you've already got that business, but how do you go outside that box, so to speak, and bring in other business?
Well, I suppose going outside that box is creating advantages of things that we can do with other properties that we've got, like the Mill Lodges, it's in Clonade, the Linen House, Coastal View up in Buncrana. We also have the Wild Duck in Portlanone. So the Wild Duck's big for the wedding side of things as well, and kind of captures that Antrim side to bring guests in as well. So it's really just kind of opening the doors to everything that we've got and trying to sell it. You know, we do a lot of tours where we bring student tours in from Canada, from America, and that's very busy for us from, I'd say, April, May, June, July. We're lucky the fact that you've got the likes, the golf we just had this year, which was fantastic for us, July. And then we also got the football with regards to the Milk Cup. You've got the Foil Cup. So there's lots of different areas that you're trying to pull in for, whether it be accommodation or even for functions and weddings. We've just recently had a wedding that came from Denmark. So they actually seen us online, really liked it. Family was from Ahnacloy, which is an hour and a half away, but they absolutely loved the venue, so they all stayed with us. They had got married in Ahnacloy and they came up and stayed in the hotel and had their wedding reception with us in Walsh's, so it was fantastic. It was brilliant. Yeah, the atmosphere was great.
So you're obviously up against lots of competition. You know, I guess people go Belfast, look at Belfast, Greater Belfast. We're in the heart of Mid-Ulster, slightly, obviously, a little bit further out. But what would you say sells Mid-Ulster to a tourist coming to Northern Ireland for the first time?
We are so centrally based, it's phenomenal. We are smack in the middle of everything. You're only 30 minutes from Derry now with the new bypass. You're 40 minutes from the Causeway Coast. You're 50 minutes from Belfast, 40 minutes from the international airport. So as a central base, it's fantastic. People can come and stay there and still go off and see everything. But it also means that they're not driving for hours and hours to get to a destination, because we're just centrally based to be so close to everything. So it works really, really well.
What do you like most about the hotel?
5 minutes from home. No, I'm only joking. Just the fact of everybody that you work with gets on so well together, and the fact that, you know, Kieran's really good at being there and looking after the team. So yeah, it's the people you work with.
We work with, that's funny. I've spoken to other hoteliers and they always say it's how people make you feel. Yeah. You'll remember how you were made to feel when you go to a hotel. Yeah. As my friend Eamon, he runs a hotel, and rather than anything else about it, and that is so true. So we already have wonderful people in Mid-Ulster, no problem. But the hotel itself, how if you decide you're changing it in some way, you don't want to keep the essence of this hotel that's been there for generations, but how do you update? How do you move with the times?
Well, we did have a nightclub in the hotel for many, many years, and very, very popular nightclub in its day. But with everything changing, there always has to be an aspect of what you do next. And of course, the younger generation don't party like we used to. So with regards to it, we changed our nightclub, and we now have 6 fabulous bedrooms on the lower ground floor. They're brilliant because they work really well for families and groups for me, so that's a big market that I want and I have in some areas. So when you go down into them, you've got like a king size bed that can be separated into 2. There's full size single bunks above it. One of the rooms, or 4 of the rooms, you can add an additional bed, so I can sleep 5 guests in that room. So works great for families, especially bigger families that's maybe, you know, 2 parents and they've got 3 kids or 4 kids. 2 of the rooms can sleep 6 and 8, and they've got additional bathrooms. And then we converted some of the area into a fantastic new business centre downstairs. So it can hold up to 30 people down in there. So really, really good. So that's
making good use of space.
Changing with the times, with the times.
And I know that as sales and marketing, you go out and to bring people in to introduce them to Walsh's, and you have something on your phone. You were telling me earlier, a special book.
I do a lot of stuff with tours. We work with a group called the Loch Shoal Cluster as well, and I find that when you're going telling people about what you've got to sell, especially if they're not from the country, I've created like a little flip book that tells you all about each of the properties that we've got and what's in them. I've also included all the different things you can do in the area. You've got Drumna Nature Reserve, you've got the Walled Garden in Mahara. Then some of the cluster members, the likes of James and Glenshame Sheep Farm. You've got Gorta, the new famine centre in Swatra, which is 5 minutes away from it.
The Swa. I know the Toe Hills from the Swa. That's right.
You've also got the likes of the loch. So you've got different people around the loch that have got so many stories and fabulous things to show and tell people about. So I've created a booklet, and in that booklet has everybody that I work with, and just kind of offer it to them, and you can add videos into it so they can click a little button and watch a video of, you know, different things. You've got the Jungle NI. You know, it's just a way of me kind of opening the door to say, listen, I know we're centrally based, and I know we're in mid-Ulster, but it's a fabulous place to come to and stay. So yeah, I try and kind of spread the word.
Yeah. Have you had some nice feedback from the tourists that have come in from, say, America, Canada, Australia?
Absolutely, they love it. Yeah. We have a gentleman called George, and George does some Irish entertainment for us, and we give it complimentary to all our tour groups that come in. So he'll come in with a boron, talk about how the instrument was created, and then he'll start playing the boron, and he'll have a gentleman, Aidan, with him, and then they have to have a wee bit of Irish music. So, you know, they get everybody singing, and they absolutely love it. You know, we've got Europeans, we've got Polish, we've got Slovakian that have come and stayed recently with us, and they all absolutely love the history of Ireland and the welcome that they get. Like, you know, I know Ireland as a whole is the most welcoming country you could ever go to, but I do think in mid-Ulster it's more like a big wrap your arms around you and look after you.
I know, and as I say, I married a dairyman, but he's Maherfeld, so it's not too far away from me. And I know the family are scattered in like Tully and Port Glenone and Randallstown, right up to Eglinton. And I know that when you feel like you're part of a family when you go in to meet any of them. And I don't know, if just getting out of maybe the city that I've been in for so long, as much as I love Belfast, it is lovely to actually, you forget on your doorstep, you have these beautiful places, like mid-Ulster, like you're talking about the Blackie Centre, the Seamus Heaney Centre in Blackie as well, be nearby to you, and sometimes we don't appreciate the history we have. So if we were coming to stay for a weekend, you do all special packages?
Yes, I've got some fantastic deals out there at the moment. If you go online, you'll see that we've got 30% off for the autumn time frame. And that runs through all our properties. So, you know, if you give us a wee call to the hotel and book direct, we will get you booked in and I'll give you that fantastic discount. Definitely come. It's like having a breath of fresh air. You know, we've got people that come and stay in our Mill Lodge cabins, and the reviews you get are like, you know, it's just been amazing just to step away from the buzz of everyday life. We like to kind of bring in the families, the groups, hen parties. We're happy to bring hen parties into us as well. You know, so we've got all that. The linen house works perfectly for hens, the mill lodges, and even the hotel. And you know, we will also like pick people up and bring them into the hotel if they want to have a bite to eat, and drop them back out at the end of the night. So you know, you can have a wee glass of vino and not worry about stepping into a car. So it's very much looking after everybody when they come to us.
And like every hotelier I've spoken to, obviously COVID was huge. You're probably never going to deal with something like that again. Hopefully you're not. And they had to reinvent the way they marketed their business and what they did. So what did you think? The good thing that came from COVID was you had to reassess how you market your business. So what did you do?
It was trying to find where you could still work. We done takeaway. So we offered a takeaway service with regards to food. So that was one element that we did, because people couldn't come into the hotels anymore. We also then utilised for key workers. There was a lot of people that were still out having to work over that period, and some that needed accommodation because they were, you know, they weren't able to travel home each evening. So we utilised the likes of our apartments beside the hotel. We utilised our mill lodge cabins because it meant that you weren't having to have direct contact with people. Those areas have their own key locks. You just need to put the codes in and they were able to get into the building. So that was an area, and we also done that with Buncrana as well, because, you know, again, key locks, phone call, email, and this is the code to get in. So that's how we kind of kept things going on that aspect and kept the accommodation side still running, because we couldn't utilise the hotel itself or bring people into the property, which was a shame.
Okay, but it sounds like you're doing really well. We will have part 2 to this, and we will come back and we will really talk about the properties and where they are and what they mean to you. So for now, thank you very much, Kimberly Madden.
Thank you.